This is Mrs. Fei-Kemi Ojo, who suffered 6 miscarriages. I mean, 6 miscarried pregnancies. And despite the fact that she went to Germany in search of medical solution to stop these reoccurring miscarriages, all efforts proved abortive, and this left her devastated, heartbroken, and confused.
I'm Fikemi Ojo, 28. Actually, I have had recurrent miscarriages. The first one was about 5 months, and I started having contraction, and I had to give birth to it prematurely. Second one is about 2 months. I just started bleeding. The third one was about 6 months. I was actually bleeding. They said I had a low-lying placenta, so I was bleeding. And later the water broke, and they had to bring the baby out. The different happenings. It's not been a very palatable experience. I believe in the God of this mountain, and I believe He's going to heal me. And I'll still come back to testify.
She came to Faith and Miracle International Church and encountered God through his servant, Senior Prophet G.F. Adetubero.
The man of God is ministering to this woman with miscarriages, blighted ovaries. People of God, has the voice of the Holy Spirit causing miscarriages and blighted ovaries.
A husband came to church for the very first time and was also ministered to right where he was seated.
Where's your passport, sir? It's at home because there's a journey before you.
Okay.
And you will need to be very careful.
My name is Austin Ojo.
Okay, sir?
The man of God pointed at me and asked about my passport. I just got back, myself and my wife, from Germany.
That's number one. Number two, where's the baby boy?
Like I said, myself and my wife, we went to Paris and Germany. 3 weeks ago, she lost the baby in Germany. Pregnancy came down in Germany.
The Lord said I should tell you that there's a baby boy coming. Wonderful. Just like you vomit the boy. Get ready. Congratulations. So I want you to call the boy John.
And now, after several miscarriages, Mrs. Fei-Kemi Ojo is here with her son.
My name is Austin Ojo. Here's my wife, Fei-Kemi Ojo, and the prophetic baby, John. So she'll tell you the story.
When I got married, let me say almost immediately I got pregnant. But when it was about 5 weeks or thereabouts, I just saw a clot of blood and the baby the clot just left, and I later discovered it was a pregnancy. So later I got pregnant again, like 2 months after, and at 5 months, I was at home that day. What happened? I was just feeling pain, one funny pain. Then my mom here is a retired ADN from UCH. So I called her and told her I was feeling funny. Then she rushed to our place. Next she saw me, she examined me, she knew it was contraction. And she wasn't, she was trying to be strong and everything. Yeah, I'm an in to the UCH agency and everything. So we got to UCH. I was admitted and everything. So that night, I expelled the baby, like I delivered the baby dead. So it was very painful, but I was thinking that, okay, hopefully another one's going to come. 2 months after, I got pregnant again. After 2 months exactly, I just started spotting. Then later, I saw a very big clot again. Then when I checked, I saw that the clot had come out, and it was with a very painful contraction pain again. Very, very painful. Then that one went as well. So it was painful, but what will I do? I was hopeful that another one will come, that since it's just 2 months, no big deal. Then the third time, that was the most painful of all. They are all painful, but this one was painful because it came with a lot of things. Okay, I was able to carry it to 6 months. So about 5 months, I started bleeding. My mom will testify to this one. The bleeding was not an ordinary bleeding. It was, I couldn't use pad. I used towel. Because after like 10 minutes, it would be soaked. Is this woman here there that I will be washing it, we'll get another one, we'll cut it. The bleeding was too much. They checked scan, they checked everything. There was nothing causing this thing. My doctor now told, the consultant now told my mom, because there was nothing causing it. But the bleeding was terrible. Like for a whole month, I was in the hospital bleeding. It got to a point I thought I was going to die. That was the point. What's remaining? Like, what am I waiting for? The bleeding was too much. They were trying to manage it. So they managed it to 6 months. So at exactly 6 months, the water broke. Then they said they couldn't do anything again, that they could not manage it again, that they had to induce me and I'll have to expel the baby again. That was the third time. Very painful. I expelled it. It went. Now the fourth time, 2 months again. Now the first one was about 5 weeks. The second one was 5 months advanced. The third one was 2 months, a little early. Then the fourth one was 6 months, that I just said. Then the fifth one, 2 months again. The same thing happened. So the same sign, spotting, contraction, clots. Because at the end of the day, when that thing happens like that at 2 months, when I go to the hospital, they will just tell me that there's no need to evacuate like that. Come out itself. So I'm always free like that. So this fifth time, it was like that. So I lost it again at 2 months. Very painful. Then I was even about losing my mind that what is happening? Who did I offend? Like, I tried everything. Because when it's about approaching like 4 months, there's this thing that they do for me, sacrilege. The medical people here will understand. They will tie my womb thinking that was the cause. Maybe my cervix was not strong enough to carry baby to term. So I was hopeful. They did it for me 3 times. So the 6th time, I was thinking that, okay, maybe if I travel, that it will be better and maybe I'll run away from this. I didn't know that the CCTV, they are using to see someone. Wherever you go to, like they will see you. So we traveled. When it was exactly 5 months again, I slept and I had a dream that someone ate my tummy. In the dream, I just thought I was having pain in the dream. And I woke up with that same pain. It was contraction pain again. So I was rushed to the hospital over there. When we got there, that was in Germany. So when we got to the hospital, the sonographer was checking. Okay, this is your baby is fine. And all of a sudden, she stood. And her countenance changed. I could read. Even me, I am a sonographer already because I've done series of scans. So I can tell the heartbeat of the baby. And I saw that the thing was beating before. Later, the thing stopped. I was asking questions. She didn't answer me. I was like, okay. Then she went to call a senior colleague. That one too came. She was checking. Eventually, she said, we can't see the heartbeat again. I was like, for the 6th time? What? I almost ran mad. 6 good times. Like, we had sacral, we had everything. Like, I was just down. Like, what do I want to do again? Like, I cried. I did so many things. In Germany, the doctor that we met there, she saw me, she saw my husband, and she spoke to us. She said, don't bother trying, it's not going to work. Let me quote her the way she said it. Don't bother trying, it's not going to work. Just go and adopt. That you can't deliver again. It's not as in, she said it categorically that you can't deliver again. But 6 times, what's the point? So that statement kept ringing in my bed, on my head that, no, I'm not going to deliver again. And that thing really made me paranoid. It made my husband paranoid. So both of us, there was this gap between us during that period because for someone in an advanced country to tell us not to try again, So what's the point? So later we got back to Nigeria. So when we got back to Nigeria, I came to church. So my husband followed me. He prophesied to him that he has lost a lot of sons and everything, and that they are going to have a baby boy.
That was your first time of meeting him?
Yes. Before then, she had been attending the church, and I was not ready to go to any church because I have been praying. I've gone to churches, and nothing to show for it. But I wanted results. I didn't mind wherever. Just come home with results. I got here, it was hot and all that. So I sat here on the second row. So the man of God didn't know we came together. She was outside. So he just spoke and, So I can categorically say that he prophesied to me being the first time I came here, not the person that has been coming. Do you get now? So he said, baby John will come. So I held on to that. I believed him.
We keyed into that prophecy that, okay, fine, this and that. Meanwhile, when we got back again, my consultant here in Ibadan here said they wanted to check my womb. They just advised that we should rest very well. Because I said we got married 2016 and 6 pregnancies went down. So that I've actually stressed the womb and everything. So they advised that we shouldn't try anytime soon, that we should rest the womb well. So I said, okay, fine. So one Sunday, I was sitting there, prophet asked me said I was pregnant. I said, no, that they said we should wait or something. He just smiled and he walked away. In my mind, I was like, hey, I'm in soup. I got home, I did test, it was positive. And they said that we should wait. In my mind, I was like, okay, anyway, it's a prophetic baby, let me just believe. I went for a scan. When I went for a scan, I was scared to go for a scan because I was thinking usually when it's 2 months like that, when I go for a scan, they'll tell us that, were you pregnant? You can't see any traces of pregnancy here. So I was thinking that will still come. So when I got there, they checked, okay, that's your baby's hand, the leg. I was like, wow, I've scared this 2 months. That was about 3-4 months when I did that, the scan. And when I did that scan, to the surprise of the sonographer, he just stopped. He was like, this is too early. What I'm seeing, it's too early. I was like, what? He said, I'm seeing the sex clearly. It is too early to see it. I was like, hey, it's a boy. I said, hey. So you're not even surprised. I said, I know. Where can I be seeing this sex at 3 months? Less than 3 months. It's too early to see. I was like, we don't know anything. I didn't tell anybody when I was pregnant. Even my mom here did not know until when I was 7 months. Because the maximum I went was 6 months. So I didn't, because this woman went through a lot. She cried day and night. Like, how would Lomo, you don't go through this much? So because of what happened, my consultant decided to place me on bed rest. So I was in UCH for a very long time. So all along when I was in the hospital, I was fine. As in, I was fine. Even some other consultants will come to review me. They will be asking my own consultant that, why did you admit her? Is she bleeding? Is she spotting? Is she draining? They said nothing. Is she hypertensive? No. Is she diabetic? No. So why did you admit her? Nothing. She's just on bed rest. I was fine all through. Okay, that Christmas week, one of the disciples came to check me in the hospital. So he told me that, he prayed with me, and then he told me that I was going to deliver that week. I'm sure that was the message from the man of God, that I was going to deliver that week, and I was going to see a sign that my consultant might not want to deliver me, that he might say that we should still push, but I shouldn't answer. But even there will be a sign, and that sign will make them to deliver me immediately. And from time, I've already said I was going to opt for a CS, because I couldn't go through that labor pain again. Because all those labor pains I went through, the psychological effect that it gave me, giving birth to a dead child, it was giving me so much.
Let the name of the God of Senior Prophet G.F. Adetube be praised forever and ever.
So that morning, on the 23rd of December, my water broke, like about 3 a.m. in the morning. Then I was rushed to the theater, and they brought out the baby about 6:05 in the morning. That was on the 23rd of December. I delivered this prophetic baby.
We bless the name of the Lord God Almighty. Thank God, the God of our Father in the Lord on this mountain. Let's hear from your husband.
And all along, he was in the story. He was checking up. He was following up. He was following up. And then when the pregnancy was around 6 months or thereabout, I did not buy a thing. Not one baby thing. Because though I had faith, but I wasn't still sure. The ones we bought in the past, what happened to them? I wasn't sure. 7 months. I still wasn't sure. I didn't buy anything. I was waiting. But 7 months was a remarkable month. So, I think by 8 months or thereabout, then and I had in mind maybe and then baby came. But I would say the Lord has been faithful. I will advise whoever is here for the first time to believe first and then come back to testify. Because I know when you testify, more good things will happen. So, yeah.
Sir, you said you have met men of God, different kinds, along the line, along the journey of having this baby. You've met so many men of God, you've experienced so many, but you met our Father in the Lord, and you started journeying with his God. What can you say about him?
He's a noble man. I don't know the right adjective to use right now, but he's a true man of God. He's humble, and he's a man of God. Let me just put it that way. He's a noble man.
And for this testimony that God has given you, for this baby, this miracle, how much have you paid on this mountain?
1 kobo. I have not paid.
Wow. Congratulations, sir. Mrs. Ojo, congratulations. Thank you for coming to share your testimony to the glory of God. Baby John, you are welcome to the house of your father.
Please subscribe, follow, and like our pages on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. God bless you.
It is well, so well with your soul.